Welcome to Stowe 2023. In this video, I'm going to teach you all about creating your very own character, about different types of races, the different bonuses you can get, and about creating your own account and getting logged in the first place. Once you've created your account, you'll be brought to this little screen here, which is new. Just press the play button and you'll be ready to go. Welcome to Star Trek Online. So, you're new here and you don't know quite what to do. There are a few different factions to choose from, but really there are only two. Are you on the Federation side, or are you on the Klingon KDF side? Now, the different factions you have Starfleet, the Klingon Defense Force. These are your main two factions. We have the Discovery. This is actually a different era, still on the Federation faction side, but this is a separate campaign set in a different time period. So you actually have a beginning part of the campaign, which is different, but you have less races to choose from. Then you have the Dominion faction. This faction is a sub-faction. It can be either Fed or KDF aligned, but this character will start at level 60, so if you're new to the game, I don't recommend putting this as your starting character. If you're a fan of the original series, TOS might be the choice for you. TOS has an entire original series based campaign for you to enjoy, and for you to create a series around that, or create your own Kirk fantasy. I don't know quite what you like. The Romulan is very similar to how the Dominion worked. They're not aligned to either side, Fed or KDF. They're on their sort of own side, but you will align with Federation or with Klingon. Today, because most people will start this way, we'll start with Federation. And I'm going to give you some of the races that you can make. So on the Federation side, you can make Human, Andorian, Bajoran, Benzite, Betazoid, Bolian, Ferengi, Pakled, Rigelian, Saurian, Tellarite, Trill. This is not a joined Trill, by the way. Joined Trill have different abilities. Vulcan, and Alien. And these are all characters that you can make free to play without spending any money at all. If you are creating a character, it's really your choice on which one you want to go for, but each of these factions have different abilities. Vulcans have things like the Vulcan Neck Pinch. Humans have, sort of bog standard abilities, but the one that I like to go, if I want a decent ability, is Alien, because Alien actually gives you a little bit of a perk buff, which is pretty sweet. So that's pretty cool. I think we'll make an Alien female. And then we've got our different factions. We've got TAC, Science, or Engineering. TAC gives you more damage. Science is all about sort of science-y, space wizard abilities, spamming abilities. And Engineering is all about being the tanky tank. If you're starting, I recommend starting with Engineer, because you'll have a lot more survivability when starting out. Now, you need a really fast PC to play Stowe, otherwise it will just be slow like this. So just be prepared for slowness. There are preset looks to aliens, but what's beautiful about aliens is you can customize them any way you want. So you can customize your characters any way you like. I'm gonna hit the random button, and we're just gonna go with whatever gives me. Okay, this is our character. That is done. Cool. We're gonna call them Free to Play. There we go. Their first name is Free to Play. There we go. And their ship is the Free to Play. There we go. Okay, so here we are in Star Trek Online itself. We're going to get a little cutscene here, an introduction to it. Now, you will be brought to a little tutorial here, and they'll guide you through if you're struggling. The tutorial has been improved of late, so it is pretty straightforward. We are here in Star Trek Online. The best thing to do is always check for promotions tab. There may be some free stuff for you, but obviously this is a free character, so usually there won't be any stuff here. Go to Deal Store, just quick check to see if there's anything like in Reclaim. There is one item, but it's not particularly useful. Okay. Now, I like to use a first-person setup when I'm using the weapon. So that the pistol has been automatically equipped, and I can holster it by pressing H, and I can unholster it as well. Now, I like the B setting. Some people just like to click on it. So you can either right-click like this, or you can do the first-person setup like I do, which I find is a little bit easier. If you're more used to first-person shooter games, this might be your setup. If you want to equip a new item, simply bring out your little menu and drag it into the box. If you want to do more damage, you can always crouch, and that will actually do more damage to your enemies. Press X to aim your weapon. Crouch, X, and fire. This is space combat. The tutorial will introduce you to certain things, but certain things about space combat it won't introduce you to. It will slowly introduce little things like E for increasing your speed, which is a little cool thing, but you can change these keys over time as well. If you would like to stop, you can always just click your mouse or click forward as well. Full impulse won't be introduced to you in a second, but full impulse is that little arrow there. Okay, so if you want to boost your damage, you can hit this, and if you right-click all your weapon trays, it won't tell you to do this, but you can just press the spacebar and it will fire your weapons. Okay, so if you look on your screen, you'll have a little thing down here. You can choose which power you'd like to focus on. So if you want to distribute your power to your weapon settings, you press the little button here. If you'd like to reinforce your shields, you press here. And if you'd like to go faster, you can press speed here. And you can toggle between two. But if you'd like a nice balanced approach, the game will instinctively give you a more balanced power anyway. Now, if I go to my settings here, we're going to look at our power ratings. Now, we've got no damage resistance yet. We have a crit chance of 3.5 and a crit severity of 52. Okay, so you've just got your first new character, which is great. They'll auto-equip for you. If you would like to see their abilities, you can do so by going to stations, and you can see that they have the engineering emergency power to shields option. So we have our torpedoes high yield 1 and our power to shields 1, 2. We're going to get our science officer in this next part of the mission, and we just got given some rewards from completing that first part, which will give us our first impulse engines, which is an upgrade, and also our first weapon, which is cool too. Okay, so you've just completed your first space mission. Now you've got to get to your next location. So we're going to go to the Vague Colony. We'll get some upgrades, and we'll get our science officer. So now, as you can see, we've got our 3 officers, like I said. Now, our new ability actually drains shields, so that will be really useful when using our torp. We need to get to the Vega location, but before we do, let's upgrade our ship with our new gear. So we have a new deflector dish, we have a new torpedo, Mark 1, and we have a new console. Now, consoles are great because they actually give us little buffs to power, like this is +5 to shield regeneration rate. To get to your next mission, you want to press M to pull up your map, and your main missions will be highlighted with a gold circle. Double click it and you can plot a course straight there. Once you hit level 50, you can actually use full impulse, which is your max warp, but you only get this once you get to level 50. Okay, so we're going to use an example of using our shield drain. So I'm going to click on my ship, I'm going to hit my Tetrion beam, and as you can see, it's slowly going to drain the shield, and then I can fire at my torpedo. Torpedo will do more damage because there are no shields. Now, in this section, we're going to actually use a combo of what we've learned so far. We're going to use full impulse to get closer. We're going to click on our target. We're going to take out their shield. Wait till the shield's down. Then we're going to hit our torpedo boost button, and we're going to fire our torp, giving our 2 torpedoes. We take out the ship with 1 shot. Okay, so you've just got your first piece of armor. Go to your inventory, and you're going to equip your piece of armor into your bodysuit. You have an EV suit automatically, but you can upgrade the EV suit as well. This will go here. You have some armor stats. You have resistance to kinetic damage and energy damage. We're going to get to kit modules and kits a little bit, so stay tuned. Okay, so you want to use your secondary fire ability. Now, if you're in your BE stance, you can crouch, press X to zoom, and then we can do extra damage on this hit. Now, if you hold down the left trigger, you can actually fire continuously. You don't have to keep clicking it. A lot of people don't know that. Okay, we're going to get our first kit module. Now, the one we got now, this is Engineering Mine Barrier. This is going to give us some mines. Essentially, these kits give us special abilities, and they'll go into your little tray here. You can use them in 2 different ways. You can either press 6, or you can come out of this setting and actually press it manually as well. I'm going to show you it in action. Okay, let's put down our little mines. Oh, that worked out extremely well. Okay, so what I'm doing now is called broadsiding, where I've got 2 phaser beams firing at the same time. This is something to do with weapon arcs. Now, weapon arcs can fire a certain amount of distance. Beam arrays can fire forward, back, or to the side. Omnidirectional beams can fire all directions. But as you can see, as I turn around, my back phaser loses its weapon arc, but my torpedo goes into its arc. Okay, so we just got ourselves a new console. So we're going to go on to here, and we're going to equip our brand new console. Put this in the engineering slot. So weapon-wise, we've just picked up another new rifle. We can give one of these rifles to ourself, and we'll give the other to Flores. I think it's a good idea. Right, now I'm going to introduce you to something called transwarping. No, we can't transwarp just yet, but we will be able to do it for the next mission. But to transwarp, we'd actually come to the mission here and actually hit the transwarp button. Okay, and welcome to Earth Space Dock. I'm going to give you a little introduction onto this place and all the things that you can find here. So first things first, I'm going to take you the way the tutorial is going to take you. We're going to go to the Admiral. Now you can actually go two ways. It's going to say go that way, but you can actually go this way too. And sometimes you want to go this way because your bank is like right there. It's a lot easier. Okay, we're going to go to the bank. We're going to go see Janeway. Hello, Janeway. Janeway's going to say, well done. And then we're going to get our little thing there. Skip, 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 skip. You won't regret this. Welcome to Earth Space Dock. Now, we have access now. We have finished the tutorial. We have access to a lot more missions than what originally was available in Stowe. You can play the new missions, all the Terran Gambit missions, which will offer you quite high gear, or you can play the brand new mission and the one that's going to come out from the Kings and Queens section as well. But the mission that you're going to start things off with to keep it nice and CC is actually Diplomatic Orders. This will be the one that will get defaultly given to you, so you want to take that one, and it's a nice easy one to start things off with. Obviously, if you do want to give it a go, some of those harder missions you can. They will, offer you high-level rewards. I'm going to introduce you guys to the buying and selling in Stowe. Now, there are certain vendors here on Space Dock that will buy your gear from you for a decent price. And you can actually get, rather than just deleting them, you can actually get some money for you. So I'm going to introduce it with, what we got. We've got a Phaser 2 here, which we're probably going to use on our build, because we obviously don't have anything. So we're going to put this on the back. Boom. And we're going to put our first tactical console on as well. So as you can see, we've got a load of gear here that I'm not really going to use. Let me just make sure I've given some gear out to other characters as well. Like we can give this body armor to you. And that's all good. And we can also put on our ship. These are consumable items that we can use to give our ship some buffs and everything like that. So you can see we've got a load of gear here that's filling up our space. Now we don't want to use this. Now we're going to see if we can get some money. So if you come over here to the weapons dealer, we're going to go purchase consumables and we're going to go sell. Now we can't get anything, but we can just sell these. Medium hollow, we can sell, get 80 there, and sell. We're getting no money at the moment, but we're just keeping our inventory nice and clear. We have 2,000 EC at the moment. Now, best ways to earn EC, we're obviously going to be doing missions and selling gear that we find. Okay, so I'm going to take you around. So in the beginning of the game, you're going to need to learn a few things. So first off, this is the medical station here at Space Dock. You can actually use this to heal injuries on your characters. Now, this won't be too important until you're doing higher level content. So we're going to go here to the bar. I'm going to go over here to go talk to the guy selling drinks. The bartender. What you got, Mr. Bartender, for us to buy? So obviously all of these things can give you bonuses. Canar will sometimes be something, Chateau Picard. And if you want to come here for a drink with your friends, you can as well. Okay, I'm going to do a little tutorial on how to actually use the emotes in game. So you will come to the dance floor when you want to use an emote. All you got to do is have your chat up, go to emotes, and then you can press pin. Once you've got pin, you have all your emotes available, and you can scroll down to the dance, and you have mix, basic, club, leg kit, raise the roof, do the robot, the running man, sidestep, snake, and wave hands. Okay, now we're going back to the transporter so you can get another reference point. Okay, so next thing you want to know is where some more useful things are. So if we go back down over here, we're going to get some sort of retrains for our abilities. So we're going to jump down, wee, boop, and we're going to come here. Now, this person we can actually get some officers from. You can use dilithium for these officers, and if you have lifetime, you can actually get a really cool bridge officer from here as well, which is actually a robot like Data, which is pretty sick, an android. We go store, and we can actually buy a lot of stuff. So depending on what you want to do, at the moment we've got our little buff. So let's go to our no skill points yet. So we can actually do a bit of a retrain here. At the moment we've got pretty standard build, but I'm not really a fan of energy powder shields because shields are pretty much useless in Stowe, really. So the best thing I prefer to have is called Engineering Team 1. We're going to buy that. And we're going to train up our officer with that. Other things that we could use, we could go for Tactical Systems. So Tactical Systems 1, Engineering 1, and then we could actually go for Science 1 as well. But there are actually other science options as well. The Tachyon Beam is useful. Hull Polarity is pretty good if we want to get out of a Tractor Beam. But for now, we're going to go for Science Team 1. And we're just going to have all the ones there. We're going to train your officers. You want to go to Skills. And you can hit Learn. As we level up, we are going to be able to use different abilities for them. We'll learn these 3 science abilities. We go Stations, hit here, Tactical, hit here, Engineering 1, and Science. There we go. We've got our 3 abilities. Nice and easy. And we're also going to set our away team with our 2 Tactical, with Coles, with our Science, and our Engineer. Now we've got everything ready to go. Now, if you are in the mood for being a bit more, you like a good build, you can actually go buy some weapons. So I'm going to take you to where you can buy some weapons from. So over there is the beautiful thing called the exchange. Now, a couple of things in the exchange area to note. We have our bank where we can get stuff from. Obviously, you have to have it already. It's your bank. So your account bank, as you see, both mine are empty because this is a brand new character we made today. Brand new complete account that we made today. Now, if you join a fleet, you can actually get access to the fleet bank as well, which is pretty cool. There we go. And if you'd like to join a fleet, you can actually join the Priority 1 Armada by heading over to priority1armada.com and signing up there, which would be pretty cool. And the fleet actually offers you things like awesome gear, and we're going to do another tutorial demonstrating how the fleet works once I, get to that point as well. You can actually join a fleet right from the get-go, and you can actually get some pretty good gear as well. Because sometimes people in the fleet, are nice. Like us, I'll often give new players free stuff and stuff. And we also do giveaways on our show as well. So we're just going to go see what we can get. So we have less than 1,000 to get items from the exchange. Let's see if we can get anything like a tool. Probably won't be able to, but sometimes it's nice to just have a look and see. We want any rank. I want Lieutenant. What gear have you got for me? Yeah, so the lowest thing we can really get there is like 10,000. So really we want to earn some money. But there you go. This is exchange. You can get gear from block boxes there as well, which is pretty sick. And we're going to go look at the messages. Some received messages. You can see I've got 1 here, and we can actually collect items from here as well, which is pretty sick. Now I'm going to take you to some little shops. We have the tailor over here, because we're going here to the tailor, so we can customize it. I'm going to customize our uniform with our little alien. There we go. Okay, so we've got a nice new uniform. Okay, so you are about to go on your first away mission. Now, you're going to want to pick up some gear. First things first, I recommend buying some large hollows. 20 will be useful for you, but you may not have enough credits for it. Okay, so we just bought some little consumables there. So we've got some large healths, large hollows there, and we got ourselves also a large shield. Now, these will be consumed on use, so be careful. You don't want to waste these. Okay. Now, commodities trader store. You can actually buy these. These are actually for duty officer missions. It's cool to know that these provisions are here. There we go. What's all this about? And I'm going to take you to my favorite place on the station now, which, you will get introduced to, but, I still think I shall introduce it to you anyway, which is, of course, where you can customize your ship. So a few things here. We've got the ship requisitions. We can actually get ship equipment from here, like weapons. I wouldn't ever recommend buying weapons from here, though. They're not particularly good. So don't waste your money here. You'll get better ones from missions. So this is where you can change ships and dry dock ships, where you can acquire ships. These are all free-to-play ships that you will get throughout the game. Obviously, if you have some dilithium and you'd like to play through the game with a different ship, you can. These ships are your sort of beginning ones. These are actually the beginning ships available on other characters as well. So if you're just playing, if you want to go get the ship, you can just go play the TOS stuff as well. Obviously, we're going to get these ships. These are going to be our next promotion ships. Science, Escort, and Cruiser. We're probably going to go for the Connie, because why not? But that's the next. Now, before we go any further, I think it's very important to show you how my favorite element of the game works, which is Starship customization. Space Barbie is the true end game of Star Trek Online. Now, obviously, some looks, this is the Bozeman, for example, are only available if you obviously buy this ship from the C-store. Now this is a C-store ship look, but you can get a really nice looking ship without paying. So I'm going to introduce you to a ship that's actually been made famous recently with the game Star Trek Resurgence, which is the Centaur class. Centaur is my favorite around. Yeah, Centaur does look pretty sweet, doesn't it? Okay, there we go. Our Centaur class is ready. And we're going to continue on through the game. Okay, so you've just finished customizing your ship. You're ready to go to your first mission. You have everything equipped and ready to go. So now we are going to hit the transwarp button. And this will take us directly to the first location, which is going to be Vulcan. Okay, so I am going to now go into the Vulcan system. I'm going to hit Vulcan system, and we're going to go into our mission. So as you saw, I hit the transwarp button, and I instantly arrived. We're going to take a shuttlecraft now. It's going to actually give us the option. We're just going to go straight down. Okay, so we are going to transwarp to our next location again. Again, hit the transwarp button, and then instantly we'll be there. You could, of course, just fly to it, but it can sometimes just save you so much time to do this. Okay, so we're going to introduce you to the first sort of new thing. Obviously, it's going to get you scan energy patterns in a second. But down here is some materials that you can use for crafting. And we're actually going to get a little mini game, which we can use to get, and this little mini game here gives us some gas, and we can use this later on to craft some items, which is pretty cool. Okay, so you're entering your first mission. There are going to be little items scattered around, which are chests, which you can actually loot, just like in a lot of other MMOs. But the gear in here can be really good or really bad. It just sort of depends. It can be ranged from food to weapons. So let's have a look and see what we get. Okay, so we've just got ourselves a small shield hollow and a small power cell, which is cool. Now we can actually give these straight away to one of our other characters, and they can actually use them up. So I'm going to give these to Flores, and she can use these to her benefit. Now, if we are going to use items, I'd rather have ones that are like large hollows and things like that. Also, if you don't want to use them, you can just sell them to buy other things later as well. Okay, occasionally you'll have little things pop up like this. These are called accolades. Accolades are like achievements. There are hundreds throughout the game, so see how many you can pick up. To find out what accolades are, you can go to your missions tab and hit accolades, and go look up which ones you have, which ones you don't. If this happens to you in game, where you lose your, you can't see your abilities, hit the arrow key and you've just gone up. You can actually expand your weapon system by hitting this button and getting more as you get more abilities. Now, if you're trying to find gas in space, you can hit the V button and it will actually lead you to the nearest gas or chest. Okay, thank you for joining me for this video. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment below with your thoughts. If you have any more questions, let us know. If you'd like to hear a certain thing about what to do in Stowe, let us know. We'll make a video for you. Until next time, live long and prosper.